Hi guys, it's Tony and welcome back to another episode. Today we're doing an episode and guys, I'm gonna be reacting to This Is Aperture.
Doors enter, it's a every stage. Wouldn't you like to escape this cage? Come to us and you'll be sure you're not safe in Aperture. This is Aperture, this is Aperture. 10 subjects die once they're inside. This is Aperture, everybody hit the floor. Take a seat to the neurotoxin makes you die. It's not safe, we are sure you're not safe in Aperture.
I am the one that's keeping you alive, cause, you know, it's bloody hard to survive.
I am the one that wants to test. Maybe at the end I'll let you rest. This is Aperture, this is Aperture. Aperture, 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 Aperture. You're not safe in this place. All of us warn you of the big white face. You are safe, don't you struggle now. Don't you want your nice big cake? Down that corridor, run into the exit door. She is waiting there to grab and kill you. Run, this is Aperture, white and gray.
Slightly blue.
Want some cake? Well, none for you.
Ball here, ball there. Throw a turret in the air. Watch for the bullets that'll graze your hair.
Everybody run, everybody run. You're not safe in Aperture. I'm a bot with the adorable face, ready to shoot you in your place. I am the breach at the gate you escaped.
I am the voice that you hear in there.
I am the head of this great place, and I just bought some rocks from space.
This is Aperture, this is Aperture. Aperture, 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 Aperture.
Testing subjects usually die. Science is a fun without cyanide. That's the drill and you may die, but you're not safe in Aperture.
You are safe, don't you struggle now. Don't you want your nice big cake?
GLaDOS the giant may fill your room with neurotoxin.
Should you ever rocket turret turn you into burning mush? This is Aperture, everybody run. You better escape to a much safer place. Out there Charlotte's master of the portal gun. Everybody help her in how to fly.
No.
This is Aperture, this is Aperture. Aperture, 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 Aperture. You're not safe in this place. All of us warn you of the big white face. La, 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 la,
And I'm gonna react to things, so also this one.
Touch the weekly core. I want to do it.
I wanted more.
She said we should work together.
But I hate that guy.
I'm more clever.
Whatever. La 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 la. Detach the weekly cord, tear him from his shell, tie him to an auto rail into Android L.
First, we're gonna set some bait inside a brand new test and wait. When he comes a snooping, we'll snap the trap and spring the plate.
Wait, I've got a better plan to catch this blue-eyed Englishman. Let's hack into his mainframe, overclock and set his chips aflame. Detach the weekly cord, knock him on the head, freeze him for the rest of time in a cryo bed. She'll be so pleased, I do declare, that she will cook him rare. I sneak, we take a rocket sentry, aim it at his flare, and then knock 3 times, and when he answers, that moron will be no more. You're You're so stupid. Think now. If we blow him into smithereens, he will be in pieces, and then she'll never hear him scream. Detach the Wheatley core, throw him into space, leave him there for many years till his power fades. Because our dear Lady GLaDOS is the meanest gal around. If I were on her subject list, I would rather drown.
She'll be so pleased by our success.
The Jew reward us too, I bet. Perhaps she'll even think to bake her fish and cracker cake. We're her little henchmen and we take our job with pride. We do our best to please her and stay on her good side.
I wish these robots weren't so dumb.
I'm not the dumb one.
You're no fun.
Shut up.
Make me. I've got something. Listen now. This one is real good. You'll see. We'll leave a present at his door. Upon there'll be a note to read. Now in the box we'll stash and hide until his curiosity entices him to look inside. And then we'll have him 1, 2, 3. Detach the Wheatley core, release him with the clay. Dig around inside his head, see what makes him tick. Detach the Wheatley core, crush him into bits. Our dear Lady GLaDOS is sure to get her kicks. Detach the Wheatley core, turn him into starch. He'll be out of power and she'll be back in charge.
Welcome to my lair. Shell and a potato, huh? Oh, really scared. So you're the ones that want to take me out. Good luck. You're joking. You are joking. I can't believe my eye. You're kidding me. You've got to be. Why won't you just die? She's fat. You're starchy. I don't know which is worse. I might just blow a circuit if I don't die laughing first. When little old Wheatley says there's trouble behind that door, you'd better pay attention now, because I'm the Wheatley core. And if you aren't shaking, then there's something very wrong, because this may be the last time that you hear the Wheatley song. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Well, if I'm feeling bored and there isn't much to do, I might just build a special batch of tests for you to do. Oh yeah. Oh.
He's the evil Wheatley core. Relieve yourself or you must face the dire consequences. The subjects are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking. You are joking. I can't believe my ears. Would somebody shut this potato up? I'm drowning in my tears. It's funny. I am laughing. You really are too much. And now, without your permission, I'm gonna do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can. The smell of neurotoxin to me is beauty in the air, because I'm the brilliant Wheatley core, although I don't play fair. It's much more fun, I must confess, when lives are on the line. Not mine, of course, but yours, oh girl. Now that'd be just fine.
It's over, you moron. You're really taking this too far.
Oh, darling, you're something. You put me in a spin. You aren't comprehending the position that you're in. It's hopeless. You're finished. You're stuck here in my lair because I'm clever old Wheatley and you're not going nowhere.
Hey guys, welcome to VG Law, the best place for video game lore and stories. Today, we're going to be doing a video on a specific character from a series. When I was thinking about what would be the best character to do a video on, I kept coming back to this one because I think they're a great example of great character writing, and I want us to explore into the backstory of this character. I'm talking about one of the most popular characters to come out of game developers Valve, Portal's very own GLaDOS. GLaDOS is the main antagonist of the Portal series. It is an artificial intelligence in charge of overseeing central system functions at Aperture Science's Enrichment Center. The name GLaDOS is actually an acronym that stands for Genetic Life Form and Disk Operating System. What really interests me about GLaDOS is how impressive it is that it has grown to become such a popular and lovable character, despite having traits that would normally hinder a character's lovability, like the fact that it's a villain, the type of character you're supposed to dislike, and that GLaDOS is essentially a robot, and in the past, robots have never really had an easy time at being a likeable character. Regardless of that, GLaDOS has managed to touch the hearts of gamers across the world. Anyway, enough about that, let's talk about its origins. So we don't really know when the original idea that would eventually become GLaDOS was actually conceived, but what we do know is that it didn't really take off until about 1982, when the GLaDOS project was going full swing. The idea about the project was to have a fully functioning advanced AI system, using the consciousness of a living host. This host was originally intended to be the CEO of Aperture Science, Cave Johnson. But unfortunately, Johnson died due to overexposure to moon dust that he had been testing on to further the applications of his mobility gel invention. This caused his kidneys to shut down and slowly destroy his lungs. Before his death, Cave had left instructions for his assistant Carolyn, to whom he had a close relationship with and trusted to run the company after his death, to be inserted as the host consciousness for the GLaDOS project. Whether she agreed to this or not is unclear, but it is achieved regardless, and thus, GLaDOS was born. As a precaution, the scientists at Aperture Science implemented the red phone failsafe, in which an employee would sit by a red phone at the entrance to GLaDOS' housing chamber and would be required to inform scientists if it were to ever become sentient and dangerous. Their concern turned out to be correct, after several attempts to activate GLaDOS immediately caused it to attempt to murder employees, and in an attempt to alter GLaDOS' personality and quell its homicidal tendencies, the various personality cores were created. These cores were designed to interact with GLaDOS' personality by integrating with it and nullifying the undesired traits. Many were created to achieve this effect, of which a lot were removed and scrapped, but a select few remained attached to GLaDOS. Some of the cores created were as follows. The Morality Core. Built and attached to GLaDOS after a terrible incident at Aperture Science on their first annual Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. It's unknown what transpired on that day, but shortly after, the Morality Core was fitted to GLaDOS in order to suppress its murderous tendencies. The Intelligence Dampening Core, or more popularly known as Wheatley. It was built and attached to GLaDOS in order to feed it with a constant stream of poor ideas so as to delay or stop unpredictable actions. It was later removed and repurposed to do various other jobs around the Enrichment Center. The Intelligence Core. Little is known about the purpose of this core, but it is believed to have become defective while still attached to GLaDOS, creating a bizarre obsession with cake. The Curiosity Core. Again, little is known about the purpose of this core, but it appears to have a sense of inquisitiveness about everything. The Anger Core. Yet another core to which its purpose is unknown, but it appears to be programmed to simulate pure rage. Why this would be attached to GLaDOS is unclear, but its removal causes GLaDOS to lose all indications of hostility, leading me to believe that this core became corrupted whilst attached to GLaDOS. Later that year, following the attachment of the personality cores, GLaDOS claimed to have lost all interest in killing, and they only had desire for science and testing. It convinced the Aperture scientists to allow it to perform an experiment during the upcoming Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, involving cats, boxes, and a small amount of neurotoxin. The scientists agreed to this, figuring it would be fine as long as it was for science. Much to their own naivety, they were wrong. As agreed upon, the scientists activated GLaDOS as part of the event, and within milliseconds, GLaDOS locked down the entire facility and filled it with deadly neurotoxin, killing everyone inside. Now in control of Aperture Science, GLaDOS decided to begin a permanent testing cycle on the remaining captured Aperture Science employees, in hopes of developing Portal technology before their competitors at Black Mesa, a science race in which GLaDOS eventually loses, causing it to abandon the experiments and return to mandatory testing. Mandatory testing requires that subjects complete a series of puzzles requiring the use of Portal technology. It is here where we reach the events of Portal. Many years after the Enrichment Center massacre, GLaDOS, as part of its mandatory testing, wakes a test subject named Shell. She's one of the daughters of a scientist from the Bring Your Daughter to Work event years ago. She was never meant to be submitted for testing due to her psychological profile claiming she was too determined and stubborn for testing. But due to an intervention from an Aperture programmer named Doug Ratman, who tampered with the test subject list, allowed Shell to be tested, in the hopes that she could escape, or maybe even shut down GLaDOS. This alteration goes unnoticed by GLaDOS, and it begins testing on Shell. During the testing process, it provides Shell with motivation and encouragement in order to keep test progress going, and GLaDOS even creates the illusion that it is merely an automated response program and that it is not in fact sentient. But it cannot resist its own psychotic tendencies and begins to occasionally mocking Shell and toying with her. Eventually, Shell reaches the end of the final test chamber, of which GLaDOS had promised Shell with cake. But it is here where we discover that in fact, the cake is a lie, and GLaDOS then attempts to incinerate Shell, like all test subjects before her. She manages to escape through the use of the portal gun, much to the surprise of GLaDOS, and from here she makes her way towards the central AI chamber, towards GLaDOS. GLaDOS attempts to convince Shell to return to the testing chamber, which it is ignored, and following each attempt, GLaDOS gets increasingly more desperate to prevent Shell from reaching her chamber, deploying sentry turrets to kill her. Once Shell arrives at GLaDOS' chamber, it removes its disguise as an automated response system and reveals its true nature, exclaiming that it intends to kill Shell, if it hadn't been apparent until now. Moments before it attempts to kill her, the morality core is dislodged from GLaDOS. Aware that the core is suppressing its normal functions, it uses reverse psychology to trick Shell into incinerating it, claiming that it is of no importance or relevance, and that Shell should just ignore it. Of course, as part of Shell's nature, she does the exact opposite, and destroys the morality core, which was part of GLaDOS' plan all along. Now free of the morality core's restraints, GLaDOS begins flooding the Enrichment Center with neurotoxin. As a result of the morality core's removal, GLaDOS loses control of the rocket sentry in the chamber that begins firing at Shell. She uses this to her advantage and uses the missiles to damage GLaDOS. More of the personality cores begin falling from its body, after which Shell immediately incinerates them. GLaDOS' mental functions begin to deteriorate until the final personality core is destroyed, after which it begins to malfunction, causing a giant portal to appear on the ceiling, pulling the remaining parts of GLaDOS and Shell out of the chamber and outside of the Enrichment Center, seemingly eliminating GLaDOS. Before Shell can escape, a party escort robot retrieves and returns her back inside. It is here that we learn GLaDOS survived, and that her backup system was booted and immediately began activating personality cores inside a warehouse, right at its center was a cake. We're going to end the video for today, but in the next one we're going to dive right into the events that occurred during Portal 2, specifically from GLaDOS' perspective. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button for more, and be sure to check out my other videos, like this one here, that covers the Metal Gear series. Until next time.
Listen to my
Now playing.
Let me show you around the nether. My name's Dan and I'm a pig man hanging with my pig man gang, and we'll be found on the ground deep down in the nether. Nether region covered by a brown bit of leather, with a wibble and a wobble through the purple portal. You're living in a world that'll hurt to mortals. Stay alert till you'll hurt to the fall of the gorge, and the goal, the result will be awful. Caution, you better be warned to be cautious. Never snort leather water in another fortress. Hope you thought they were brought in of torches. Listen to the sort of resort to be thoughtless. Endure it, it will take up all your resources. You get it up on the floor feeling nauseous. Did you fall for us? Of course, this is courtship. No, such a lordship, a goal we can all kiss. Better put my board if you're calling us porkers. We're the pig man and we're all freaking gorgeous. Pig man, my name's Dan and I'm a pig man. Let me show you around and I'm a pig man. My name's Dan and I'm a pig man. Hanging with my pig man gang. With a pig man, living a den with other pig man. I consider my friends to find a pig man. And the obsidian dimension with a pig man live in a big pig pen. The other pig men claim I'm a clever cock, so let me tell you all about the other leather mobs. In the nether world, when they get better, sitting with a skeleton, with a skeleton. If you've ever been a gas at the gas, at the blast with a gas at your ass, it can shot to a glass to attack. And when the thing disappears, it can act. Really bring you to tears, like a sad book and some tragic news, or perhaps a man hook from a magma cube. I assume that isn't gonna happen again, like a baby pig sat on the back of a hen. Being warned of the lost
for chasing the blaze rod, or you'll end up more lost to the stray dog in trouble over bubbles like a hot tub of radar. Sure, just another name jotted in a case log. Longer than the list of demands in this place, there's plenty more. Brought friends to play with. Have you fought 20 blazes? Avoided enderman gazes, attempt to make sense of the empty panes of the map won't show how immense this cave is. Like Big Ben, it's surrounded by big men. Ooh, political, can you tell what I did there? Big man, my name's Dan and I'm a big man. Let me show you around and I'm a pig man. My name's Dan and I'm a pig man, hanging with a pig man, yeah, with a pig man. Living a den with other pig man. I consider my friends, you find a pig man. If you're sitting in the mansion with a pig man, live in a big pig man. Big pig man, big pig man, big pig man, big big pig man, big pig man, big pig man. I can't do it. I can't do it.
There's so many of mine. Okay, now it's the solar system song.
The sun is the center of our solar system. As a giant ball of plasma, it's pretty hard to miss him. In its 30 million degree center, you would see hydrogen fuse into helium and release energy. Magnetic fields cause solar flares and coronal mass ejections, and particles from these bursts damage electronic connections. It's 100 times as wide as Earth and 3 million miles far. And despite all of this, it's just an average-sized star. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They're the first 4 planets, rocky like ours. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, and as such it takes the least time to run around its orbit. Its year is only 88 Earth days, and the solar wind means that little gas stays on its rocky surface, barren and full of craters. With no atmosphere, its temperature wavers from 800 Fahrenheit to -300 at night, but there is still some ice in craters away from the light. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they're the first 4 planets, rocky like ours. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Venus is the second planet from the sun. It's the same size as Earth, give or take some. Venus is covered in a thick layer of clouds made of carbon dioxide, which in effect shrouds the planet from losing heat like a giant blanket, so it's 900 degrees due to the greenhouse effect. It's covered with volcanoes and is shaped by their powers. The only probes that ever landed died within 2 hours. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they're the first 4 planets, rocky like ours. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. The Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun. I got a feeling you're familiar with this one. It's the only planet known to have had life in its history, though just how life started is still a bit of a mystery. 4 billion years ago, 2 protoplanets collided, and our moon was formed when collision debris united Earth in the Goldilocks zone, not too hot nor too cold for liquid water to exist and life as we know it to take hold. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and...
Daddy, I know how that phone turns into a tablet. I know how that phone is a tablet too. So the screen just curves all the way to the back. So so a hydraulic pushes it so it goes out like a tablet. Daddy, you want to try creating some of our own trains? And Gary's mod? I know how to do it now. axle. Axle means it can turn. Axle. I know what that. Now I know how to make the car and turn. You need axles. There's none. So what does axle What does axle? Can you say it right, please? Axle. Mean. Like, is it for turning?
Gotta go back from Tony, can't do that. I'm getting up now. What time is it? Oh yeah, you said it was 8:20, right? 8:30?
It's 8:51.
Whoa.
And quickly look out the window.
Why?
So beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. Please just look.
Something like that. Oh, nice. Look.
Oh. If you enjoyed, smush that subscribe button and squeeze. And also squeeze and flat that like button. Flat that subscribe button and flatten that like button and enjoy. Goodbye. Guys, no, my nose, no.